Good evening, everyone. I will give over to Parveen Adams, who very kindly has made this possible for us this evening. She can't be with us here tonight, but she's sent a message. So, over to you.
I am Parveen Adams. I would like to speak briefly before Ingrid Schroeder, the director, welcomes our speaker. Please remain silent when I finish. Recently, I visited a new hairdresser. It turned out that years ago he had attended one of Mark's lectures. He could not remember what it was about. Perhaps he never knew. But his right hand hovered over his heart as he looked at me with some wonderment. It was the kind of speechless response one has to art. Mark's lectures were indeed works of art. That goes some way to explain why most of the speakers in this series of annual lectures that I set out to honor him have been artists. Mark had many quite different objections to the idea of home. What's relevant here is home as the goal of one's desire. Mark, steeped in Freud, well knew that desire, by definition, is unfulfillable. Desire targets home, the lost object. Mark believed that only art could set the subject free. Perhaps some lines at the end of Species of Space by the French novelist Georges Perec sketch out the problem. I quote, "I would like there to exist places that are stable, unmoving, intangible, untouched and almost untouchable. My birthplace, the cradle of my family, the house where I may have been born. Such places don't exist. Space becomes a question. Space is a doubt. I have constantly to mark it, to designate it. It is never mine, never given to me. I have to conquer it. My spaces are fragile. Time is going to wear them away, to destroy them. Space melts like sand running through one's fingers. Time bears it away and leaves me only with shapeless shreds." For Perec, it is the art of writing that rescues a few precious scraps from the void as it grows. For Do Ho Suh, the rescue is achieved through what we might call a tactile art, concerned with movement as well as time and space. It seems to me that his first move was a certain kind of preservation of space, one that paradoxically was at the same time a trick of space. I think this is true of the blindfold rubbings of the internal walls of apartments, which yield a haunted skin of light switches, irregularities, etc. They bring to mind Rachel White Reid's casts, in particular House. Mark wrote about it under the title Inside, Outcast. It is very different from the wall rubbings in its solidity, but it too dislocates space. Attempting a comparison of the differences is a very tricky task, precisely because we are dealing with two quite different dislocations of space at one and the same time. Do Ho Suh is interested in the body and architecture. Architecture not as container, but as passage. It molds our interspatial and our interpersonal experience. As with Perec, the question of how to preserve experience and memory arises. He invents different ways of achieving this. The large-scale fabric installations maintain a bodily relation to the walls he had once inhabited, and they are transportable. He then invented techniques that didn't stand in for objects in that way, a strict one-to-one size. What he produced could be smaller. What is more, it could render objects as shed skins, still holding the shapes of the forms that once inhabited them, but now as empty shells. A kitchen sink unit, deflated and flattened with hoses and plumbing splayed out in all directions. Another step in carrying home with him. Then there are the thread drawings. I have a large book, 16 inches by 11 inches, of Do Ho Suh's works on paper. Many of these are of a single staircase taking up the height of the page. They are not models designed to be walked on, and there is no way of determining size. It makes no sense to ask the question. There is no object that corresponds to these staircases. It's an anywhere, any size, any shape staircase. I think they play with the idea of home, and one even leads to a tiny house with the words, "Home Sweet Home." His thread drawings also deal with people. Perhaps the title of one of them, Tangled Man, gives a faint idea of what is involved. One can hardly make out the slightly dense area which might resemble the form of a man, within the larger swirling of the countless threads that created him. The monumentally minute scale at which persons continuously develop. In Do Ho Suh's world, everything interacts with everything else, in constant motion. He keeps walking the house.